Welcome to Adults Only Comedy Berlin. Today we have Maya Upchurch.
Hi.
Hi.
Good to be here. I'm
Great.
very excited.
Yeah, it's so good that you're here.
Yeah.
We've only met really like in Berlin, and then I knew about you through Victor Petrashkan.
Petrashkan, yeah. He always talks. No, I'm excited to be here because you seem like a really cool person. And we never got to sit down and like talk after shows,
Right?
You know, so
Always rushing to other things.
Yeah.
And you're in Berlin now for the next, because hold on. So you were based in Krakow? Krakow?
yeah, that's where I live technically. But I'm here for the summer because I'm off of university until October, and I'm just back in Poland. It's like I can perform there once, twice a week at most, which is like not enough. Like I can do 4 shows a month, which I can do in a fucking night here. So
yeah. Hold on. So you're at uni. How I have to? This is one of the first questions I have to ask. Just for bearings of like experience. How old are you?
I am turning 21 in 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, 21. Yes.
Yeah.
You have a youthful vibe, but you also have like a, your voice sounds like you could be a 65-year-old woman.
Yeah. That's I do one of those. I did a joke or something like, I'm possessed by the ghost of a 60-year-old Jewish man or something. And it's kind of, I got that like fuck you type of thing going on in my voice on stage, and I talk about very absurd things as well.
You recently said to a woman in the audience, you were like, sweetheart. I died. That was the funniest shit.
Yeah, that was the Brazilian girl in the front row kept fucking talking, not even during the heckler part of the show. She was a sweetheart. I need to address it,
Oh my god, Christoph and I just lost it in the back.
I like using pet names like that, and it's especially fun when you use them for men that are significantly older than you.
Oh yeah.
If I call them hey Tootsie, hey sugar tits, they get so confused. I fucking love it.
Sweetheart.
Hey sweetheart, come here. It fucks with them. They're like, is this a 20-year-old talking to me like this? Oh, it's fun.
So good. I really appreciated that a lot. Okay, so wow, not even 21. That is so beautiful. So I'm 30. I'm 35. I probably already mentioned that on stage in front of you.
You look 16. Not a day.
Not
a day older.
Not look 16. That's sweet. Although there was a man in the audience at the same show who, man is also a generous term, who I had met on Monday, and I had he kind of flirted with me, and there'd been these eyes across the room, and then we chatted, and I think it was my last beer for the night. It was number 4. I'd had a really rough Sunday. Okay, I'm excusing my alcoholism. All right. But we were chatting, and I somehow just remembered that he was 23, and then when I did crowd work with him on Wednesday, he was like, no, I'm 20. And I was just like, oh, jeez. That is so close to not being legal, 20.
It's weird when it's you're the woman and it's the other way around, Where you're okay, this is fucking prison bait or some shit.
Yes. And I remember him saying to me at the bar, no, you're not 30. You don't look older than 26. Not at all older than 26. And I was like, I like that he went with 26. I was like, I'll take that. That's lovely. And he repeated it many times, but I just when you just, I guess I refused to hear that he was 20.
Yeah.
It's just too young.
Yeah, 20, 23, it's got the E in the end.
Yeah.
You might have just,
okay, that's sweet of you.
Switched it up in your head. Or he lied 20, in the beginning.
Or he lied, exactly.
I don't know, are you into younger men?
Well, yes, but not intentionally. It's just that they come to me. And this is the perfect example. He came to me, he wanted to buy me a drink, he wanted to hang out, he gave me his number, all of this stuff, and it's he wanted to come to my show, he was the first one there.
Shit.
20.
Damn.
What is that? What is happening for? Yeah, how do I lure men that are appropriate to my age to me? Why is it that I'm attracting these 20, such young?
I don't know, man. Maybe it's you have a youthful aura, but then you also have that life experience, matureness that
I'm an approachable mum.
I'd give you like cool aunt more.
Yeah, definitely. Because I am an aunt. You know what I mean? Like, are you? So, do you have siblings? What's your?
No, I'm totally a single child. Like I'm the youngest in my family from both sides by far. So it's like, you know, everyone's like in the family is always looking at me. But it's good because when they all die, I get everything, which is lovely.
I like how that's already.
Yeah, it's already clicked. You know, I'm a smart girl. You know.
That's great. So you don't have. So you're the youngest. So you're the only child, and then do you have cousins?
I have some distant cousins. I have a few cousins on the American side of my family, but they're also older than me, and I'm not that close with the American side of my family.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, I've got cousins that I have no idea about. Like a lot of people that I guess I'm related to that I've never been introduced to, or they're just in New Zealand or somewhere else. I don't know. Yeah. So you did your high schooling in the States and then?
No, in Poland. I moved to Poland because I was born in Chicago. My dad's American, my mom's Polish, and then I moved with my mom back to Poland when I was like 6 or something.
Okay.
And then when we moved there, she started teaching at an international school. So, and it's like all the way from preschool up to high school in one school basically, and it's all in English. So because she was teaching there, I got to go there for free. So I had like all my education in English, even in Poland. That's why I think my English is better than my Polish, just because I learned everything in English.
Yeah, that makes total sense. So you're a native speaker. Yeah. That's just like, I don't meet many.
Yeah, not in Berlin, man.
No. And my English is just, I can feel that I'm becoming that, like, I've got that Euro, like, I speak sentences, I speak English in German structure often.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah. It's gonna, like, when I go back to Australia, people are just gonna think I'm not very educated. Because I remember being younger and judging people for their English because they came from, you know, a bilingual family, and now it's like, I hope that if I ever have children that they have those struggles, because, you know, to have 2 languages, like, that's always going to be better than just having one. It doesn't mean you're dumb because you've got 2 different languages struggling or, you know, just competing in your head. Yeah. Have you done comedy in Polish?
I've done it a few times. I don't like it as much because Polish is like, I can flow with the language less. Like I feel funnier in English. I feel more confident. And then like there's like something that I can say in 1 word in English, I have to say in like 4 words in Polish, and it's just, I don't like it as much. And I'm not crazy about like the people that do it. It's a lot of very like straight edge like Polish guys who are like, women's doing comedy,
Oh really? That doesn't surprise me, but it's still sad.
It's like, and they're all like fucking, they're all like comedy connoisseurs in their head, where they think everything's fucking hacky, right? And then they go on stage and then they make the most basic dick jokes you've ever heard. It's just fucking hypocrisy, man.
Oh, okay.
That's not to say they're great people.
So it sounds like a young
some of my
scene.
Friends. It's like 15 years old.
Yeah.
Young.
Okay.
So anyone that was there in the beginning is basically a professional comedian now.
Yeah.
No matter how good they are. So.
But lovely people. You love them.
Yeah. No, some of them are great. Some of them are really funny, really talented, cool people. But some of them, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. I guess that's got to be true for every scene, though, right? Like, and it's funny how you get these different cliques and different like clusters of people that come together and support different styles of comedy, I guess, or I don't know, different ways of having community, let's say. Yeah.
I like the international crowds as well, just like people
in terms of audience.
Yeah, and like people from all over the world.
Yeah. And when you're doing comedy in the native language of the place, it does change the audience demographic massively.
Oh yeah.
Massively. Like last night, I hosted a dark comedy show, and it was
Caracas, right?
Yeah. And I love that show so much. I love hosting it. It attracts, you know, when you market something as dark, it's just like
that was yesterday as well. Yes. Carl's show was also marketed as dark.
100% woke free.
Yeah, I love it. It is it's great because I could just pull out all my necrophilia shit, any fucked up thing I've been thinking about, and they know it's jokes. They know, like, they understand that I'm not like going on stage and talking about the Holocaust because I thought it was a great thing. I'm just using it to make a point about something else, you know?
Exactly. And like last night, I always love hosting this show because with my crowd work, I can go so, like, the sort of more improv stuff, it can just go so dark and everyone is on board because they know that these are jokes.
Yeah, because I think sometimes audiences, like, they'll hear a word, like, that is supposed to be bad, like, I don't know, racism or Holocaust or black people or something, and they instantly go, oh, this is off limits, you know, we can't talk about this. You shouldn't be joking about this. But it's not, I'm making a point that it's really bad by comparing it to something else that we don't think is as bad, like just showing the hypocrisies and things in the world, you know?
Exactly. There's a way of doing dark humor that doesn't, like, just because there's this one word doesn't make the joke offensive. It's like there's something smarter going on. Although there was a young comedian from a different city on the show last night, and he's a white man, and he did a lot of jokes with black people as the punchline. It was just like a lot of his jokes where it's like, okay, cool, like abortion and this way and that way. But then when black people were the butt of the joke, I was just like, you don't have a buy-in there, like, and you're not doing anything smart here, and it's just like,
you can't do it just for shock value. You have to have like a point behind it.
Exactly.
You're making fun of racism through it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's just and so he got off stage, and I was just like, okay, so that was wild, and I wasn't on board with the black people jokes, but the crowd was actually really open to it. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying though. But the crowd was like, the bartender said only 2 people ordered drinks in English, and so everyone was German.
Shit,
and usually
really?
with German crowds, they are stiff.
Yeah. I've heard someone had a joke about it that Germans are saving laughter for later.
Deo,
right?
Exactly.
And that they're like trying to keep it in because they think they're gonna run out or some shit. So.
Yeah, exactly. Or they just, they come with the attitude, which Deo also says, of like, make me laugh.
Yeah.
Like, let's see if you can make me laugh. That's not the point of comedy. Point is you lean in and you like,
you have a good time, and that's what you're doing here.
Yeah, and like you're open to hearing the laugh. It's not like make me. It's like you can find extra laughs in a joke if you just have, like, I'm constantly laughing at everybody's sets, but maybe also at inappropriate times, but it's like there's always so much comedy.
Yeah, I love those moments where like you see your comic friend fuck up a little bit, and it cracks me up. Or like they missay something that they usually say differently. I love it.
Exactly. And then like there's so much room for laughter. So this audience was incredible because it was, I would say 95% like pure, like there were Belgians and Swiss, but that's still pretty much German. And they were so up for it, and they were laughing at the darkest shit, and it was like, wow, like
I've done that dark show a few times, and every time I've done it, it's just been a fucking great crowd. Like they're into everything, and they're just there to have a good time, you know.
I love doing dark comedy so much. It's just it's really like it's the you just feel, as a comedian, you feel safe.
Yeah. You don't feel like you're gonna get fucking Will Smithed or some shit, you know.
Exactly.
It's nice.
Exactly. But I love your necrophilia stuff. I have to say, the penguin
Thank you. I've been doing that for a few weeks now. It's pretty new, but
so I remember seeing necrophilia, and then you brought penguins into it, and it's just wonderful.
Yeah. I had to switch it up because the original way that I was doing it was I was getting into like how I would be fine if I was dead and somebody sent my body to a necrophiliac. I'd be like, cool, whatever, I don't care, I'm dead. But I had to switch it up because I realized that Louis C.K. has a similar kind of premise. Like, it's not the same joke, but he talks about how, like, if he dies, he wants someone to leave him at like at a center where people can go and do whatever they want with the bodies. I think it's too similar of a premise, so I switched up with the penguins thing, but I actually like it more now.
Oh yeah, the penguins fucking great. Fucking great. I have you so like going into more adult
let's get into it. All right.
Let's get into it. I don't know where to take it, but like necrophilia is always such a great topic. Like,
I know, it's so fucked up. I love it. Like, I can't shut up about it lately. Like, it's just so like Oh, so you'd fuck a dead body, like a cold dead person? I can't even look at a dead body. It's crazy.
Have you
man.
seen a dead body?
I haven't. I think I haven't in real life. I think I've seen like pictures and stuff.
Oh my god, Erica Radcliffe had the best bit last night about ugly people. And holy shit, this killed me. She was talking about how she's I don't want to ruin and put her joke up into the world, but just how like ugly people should definitely have a closed casket at their
Oh, that's a good premise, yeah.
The whole thing was just like, not everyone was with her because it was really mean, but I was dying. Like, it was so good. But no, I've never seen a dead body either. Like, I've driven past like a body being covered on the street with like a thing at an ambulance, but that's as close. I've been to funerals. I've been to like one funeral, and it was closed casket. The only funerals I've ever been invited to were for suicides.
Oh wow, that's gruesome,
isn't it?
I don't know. I feel like that says something about you. That like.
But the thing is, the first one was when I was like 6, right?
Okay.
And that's the only funeral I've been to. That was like a family friend's father. And then the next one was in high school, and it was in the first year of uni. And she fucking killed herself. And then and then I went to. And I didn't go to that one because I was super fucked up. Mm-hmm. And then the next one was recently with an ex-boyfriend committed suicide. It's not funny, but
I'm sorry.
Yeah. And then his girlfriend committed suicide 2 months later in exactly the same way.
Wow.
Yeah. Didn't go to her.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. COVID was a bad time for a lot of people. Really dark stuff. But so I've never seen a dead body.
Well. Yeah, me neither. I think just pictures and shit online. I must have come across at some point, but never in real life. I don't want to either. I don't like that shit.
No, that's why I could never do medicine. I assume you're not studying medicine.
No, I'm in art school. Like, totally other way.
I could have guessed, but like I wanted to ask.
I don't see dead bodies, but I see a lot of naked people.
Oh,
every
really?
day. Yeah, because we do nude.
Oh, you're doing fine arts?
Yeah.
Hey, nice.
So we have nude models like every day, and it's not what you'd think, where it's some gorgeous girl that's just like. It's always some fucking old crinkly man that just plops down with his fucking raisin dick, just
raisin dicks.
And you just gotta stare and draw that for the entire time. But one time we did have a gorgeous girl come in, right, and I was like, oh my god, she's so pretty, and she laid down, right, and she was laying kind of like where her back was facing us, and we could see her ass, and you could see her, pussy, right? Nice. And this is the thing, right? She had the tiniest amount of toilet paper just on her pussy. Yeah, and nobody wanted to say anything because, like, what do you? It was like a little tiny, but you could see it, right? But nobody was
visible. That's a good sized piece of toilet paper, I guess.
It's we could see just that white spot there. You knew what it was, but nobody wanted to be like, hey, you got toilet paper on your pussy, because then she'd be like, oh, did I get it? It would be awkward. So
everyone's picture has this little bit of toilet paper.
It was a good time.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Oh, that's like a good note to self. Like, it is on my to-do list to what is it? Live model.
Just nude posing.
Yeah.
It's the people that do it in my art school, they do it for a living, man. It's like they just it's
hard work, actually, right?
It is. It's weird because you're doing literally nothing, but you're doing a lot. Like they'll come in, they'll pose for 4 hours. They'll take 15-minute breaks every hour, right? Okay. And then they do that, and then they go to another one, pose for another 4 hours. And then it's their 8-hour day, basically. And it's
this
like,
is a good retirement plan. I've just seen my future now. But I'm also like I move a lot normally, so it could.
Yeah, they're actually, some of them are really shit at it. We've had some models that just suck. Like this one woman, she'd like come in, and they usually pose on like drapery. Yeah. So like there's like just these curtains or something, and she would come in after the break, take the drapery, fucking shake it, and then it's like we were fucking painting all those little intricate lines lines, and
Oh
it's
my God, that's so dumb.
yeah, and then we complain about her, and she was replaced and all this shit. But yeah, and she would just fall asleep sometimes in the middle of posing. She'd tell us the same stories like every fucking class. She'd go on like, "Oh my God, you guys got to hear this story," and she tells, and we were like, "You've told us this already," and she's like, "Well, I'm going to tell you again," and she's. Oh,
sounds like a comedian.
Yeah, except they weren't funny at all. Just like ridiculous, boring stuff that nobody cared about.
This is a great character. It sounds like a character that should be in Community or something. Like,
she's a total character. She's this like big butch woman, right? Shaved head, always like talks about how she has a collection of army boots, like nonstop. She's nuts.
Wow. And messing with the drapery. Although I can't imagine, like, weirdly, I'm fascinated by how hard it would be to get back onto drapery and, like, not fuck it up for... That would be hard, right?
Yeah. But, yeah, some of them, they really, like, they can remember exactly how their muscles felt in the pose that they were in. Like, they can feel it out after taking the break, just because they're just doing that all the time.
Yeah.
But, yeah, one of the models, I was talking with him, and he's been doing this for, like 5 years or something, and he told me that like in the first year of posing, because it's just a lot of time sitting and doing nothing and just being in your own head, right? In the first year he thought about his whole life, what happened. Second year he thought about what's coming next, and now in the past few years it's just chaos going on in his head. He's thought about fucking everything at this point.
Like literally fucking everything?
No, probably, yeah. I mean, the guy's fucking crazy as well. They're all nuts. There's no, like, normal model. Nobody normal chooses to do that job. They're all fucking crazy. Some of them in a good way, some of them in a terrible way.
You've just changed my whole outlook on my, like, later years of life.
Yeah, get
like,
into it.
Do you know how much you get paid?
I don't know, but they're making a living off of it if they do like the 8-hour day, or sometimes they do, they take the hours that they get. But
I just love the idea.
Making a living off of it.
They make a living, yeah. I love the idea though of actually like, yes, it is. I know it's physically strenuous. Like I have posed before for stuff, but just the idea of like it's quite meditative. Like you just need to be in that and like, yeah. I like the idea of 4 hours where I just have to be in one position and meditate on that.
Yeah, it's cool. And you can also like just find studios here in Berlin, like small ones, and ask if they're looking for a model just for like they do like a short gig, just a one-time thing or a few times or whatever.
I want to do this.
It's cool. Yeah, get into it.
Like I've always aspired to do doing like more than an hour meditation. Like the longest meditation I've ever done was I think an hour. Was maybe 45 minutes or an hour 15, and that was quite life-changing, that meditation. And a 4-hour one, admittedly not so relaxed, but like the whole process of it. What's your self-care regime? How do you stay like you're 20, almost 21, but like what do you do to be like? Do you have a therapist? What do you do you talk about having anger issues?
I don't go to therapy, but doing stand-up is very therapeutic for my anger. I can really get a lot out through it. Yeah, even when I'm not even if I'm not talking about the things on stage that actually are making me so angry, I talk about other things, but I get that emotion out through what I'm saying because I tend to shout and go, fuck you, fuck this, blah, 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 blah. And it's kind of cathartic,
Totally. I feel like since I started stand-up, I'm like the channel, like the channels of the energy. Like what would you call them? My pipelines inside there are a lot cleaner because a lot of stuff is coming out, even if it's just energetic. Yeah. Even if it's not specifically the content, it's like just getting that stuff out. But then still need time to reflect and take stock of everything that's happening in your emotional world.
Yeah. Eventually, I want to get to the point where I can be like really honest and real and still make it funny and talk about the actual things that are like getting to me. But for now it's I'm having fun with just letting stuff out through funny shit that I'm thinking about.
Fuck yeah. Okay, so no self-care regime yet, but you're young.
Well, I like to smoke a joint after a day of shows in bed. It's nice.
Yeah, I used to I hate being that older. I used to do that. I'm sorry. Yeah, I enjoyed that so much that it became very much a part of my life. Yeah. I wouldn't say that I have an addictive personality. I'm quite moderate, but then I look at some of my actions and I'm like, oh. But I think it's just a time thing. Like the longer you're doing something, the more you're like, oh, is there how much of a pattern is there, or how much of a, like, where the scales go, and yeah, I don't know.
I think I have an addictive personality, and that people get addicted to my personality.
Oh yeah.
No, I think I
that's great.
I definitely, when I enjoy something, I want a lot of it. Stand up, I'm very addicted to. Cigarettes, weed. I don't know if I'm addicted to weed, but
weed takes a long time, I think, before it might become an addiction.
The thing is that I like to take breaks with it, because if you smoke like every single day, then it's like it just becomes your normal state of being.
Exactly.
And being high isn't like a big deal. It's not that fun anymore.
And it's kind of the state that you always want to be in, because it's kind of better than sobriety. Yeah. And
food starts to taste like shit if you're not stoned all the time.
Totally.
It tastes like cardboard if you're not stoned, if you're smoking all the time. So,
that's a good point. I hadn't remembered that, but yeah, absolutely. Like, if I didn't smoke before a meal, I'd be like, this meal isn't fun.
Yeah. I need to plan it, or I'm like, okay, I'm gonna smoke a joint now, and then I'm gonna order something because I don't want to eat before, because then it won't taste as good. Now I'm kind of like, I'm all right, but in high school I was like fucking stoner. Like I was smoking every day, all the time, just.
Yeah, that was like my first sort of 4 years in Berlin. It was really like I'd had a strong relationship with weed in Australia, but it was always in conjunction with a partner, and it would be like we'd smoke together. It wouldn't be that I was smoking alone.
Sex on weed is fucking great.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, Yep. Although I'm just because it became such a way of life, I'm very happy that that's one of the things I don't do, and I stopped smoking cigarettes as well.
Nice.
It's like as crazy as this summer has been, I can at least step back and go, well, I haven't smoked a cigarette or smoked weed, you know?
Yeah, it's just something, you know?
It does. I just need to, I'm getting to this point where I'm like, I don't know how to, anyway, we were talking about this a bit before we started recording. Yeah. How do I, like, get a little bit more balance? And, but then I'm also, like, I'm so knee-jerk in I have problems. Like, no, I've just finished a really busy, like, July, August this year. Crazy with shows. Like 4 weekly shows is too many shows. I knew that. So it's like I'm just a little bit burnt out and doing some crazy
some grounding time.
I need some grounding time. Anyway, I'm gonna take myself on holiday to Greece in October.
Ooh, nice.
I'm gonna
Mamma Mia moment.
There you go. Exactly. Someone came to my solo show who'd just been to Greece, and there's another person who's going to Greece. Anyway, he was showing me photos of people on the beach. Creep. I don't know.
What the fuck?
But I was like, oh my God, I forgot how beautiful Greek people are. I'm like, yes, let's go to Greece. And
nice. Going to an island, or?
I think I'm going to go to Athens, and then I'm going to go to Crete. That's the plan.
Cool.
Have you been to Greece?
Cool. I've been to an island with my mom when I was like maybe 13 or something.
So a bit wasted on you.
I forgot what island it was, but yeah, it was nice. Yeah, it was a good time with my mom, you know.
Oh. So you've got a good relationship with your mom?
Yeah. My mom's cool. Very cool.
Nice. I want to ask, so I'm attracted to Greek men, and actually, like, I was talking on as an episode with Francis Keaton. We both talked about how much we're into Middle Eastern men at the moment, and like we've gone through this phase. Do you have a type? Do you who are you attracted to?
I don't know. I'm attracted to someone that I'll like click with, you know.
So personality.
Yeah, I don't know if I have an exact type, you know. But being tall is always good. It's always nice.
The thing is, that's never been a priority for me. My mum's drilled it into me. My mum's always like, how tall is he, Anna? I'm like, Mum, can you stop being so tallest or something? Like,
no, it's nice, but it's not like I've had one boyfriend before, and he was like my height, and it was fine. I loved him. It was great, you know. I don't need that, but when I was a kid, I grew really fast. Like I had a huge growth spurt, and everyone in my family was like, oh, you're gonna need to find a tall boyfriend, blah, 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 all the time. Yeah.
And so that's kind of in the head as well.
Yeah, but I don't know if I have an exact type. Middle Eastern men are nice. They're good.
They're I never. It's not like I was never, but like I was always into Latinos, like deeply into Latinos.
I don't like Latinos, man.
Tell me about how you don't like Latinos. I want to shake my like of Latinos. Like it's deep. It's
okay.
Like,
no, I don't mean that. It's like
I
don't
racist.
like. Yeah, because I realize how that comes off now. No, there's a specific type of Latino men that pisses me off, and they exist in Krakow in Poland. There's this Latino club there. And I know a bunch of these Latino guys, they'd go to this club and they'd like try and sleep with like drunk Polish blonde women all the time. And they were super fucking grimy about it. Like they'd be like, let's go at like 3 a.m. so they're super drunk and we have a better chance. I'm like, motherfuckers. I don't like that. I don't like that.
No, I don't like that either.
And they have this attitude in Poland that like all Polish women want them because they're Latino. Which
really?
Yeah. And some of them actually are really into it, but I don't know, fucking...
No.
I don't like it.
That attitude is terrible.
Yeah, I don't like the attitude.
Any kind of arrogance like that is gross. And that approach of like 3 a.m., cleaning up at 3 a.m. is like, ew. Yeah, that mistake that I made this week is Latino. Okay, so don't have a specific type. Do you have like? Would you? You're 20, so I don't want to push you into sexual stuff too much. But
it's fine.
Do you have like? How would you describe your?
How would you describe your sex life? Is this what you're asking?
No. I was gonna say like, how would you describe your proclivities? Like, what are you excited by sexually, or what are you like? Would you consider yourself kinky? Do you want to go to sex clubs? Would you consider yourself conservative? Like how?
I don't. Definitely, I wouldn't want to go to a sex club. I can't really like just hook up with random people. I had a pretty bad experience when I was younger, and it just kind of fucked me from those types of things at all. So I need to have like some sort of level of trust and chemistry, and it's just so much better when there's chemistry.
Totally,
it's like if it's like just some random person I'd meet, I'd feel like I'm being used. I wouldn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I gotta have. That's why like I've been like basically celibate for. Celibate, is that the right word where you don't have sex?
Yes, it also means you don't masturbate, but
I masturbate all the
time. But you've been like celibate with the outside world.
Yeah. For like a year or something until now. I've been fucking banging in Berlin, baby.
Oh yeah. Baby. Congratulations.
And it's I forgot how nice sex is, especially when you have a connection with someone,
Yeah, it is really nice.
Yeah.
It is really nice when you've got a connection. Okay, all right. So you're, there's the whole like demisexual definition, which it's so dumb. Like I think
what does that mean?
Demisexual means you need to have feelings for someone to have sex with them.
I don't know. I feel like that's just like a normal thing,
Yeah, Tara's got a bit about that. She's just like, isn't that like, it just means I'm not a sociopath? Like,
yeah.
Yeah. I can have sex with people that I don't have. I have done it. It's usually more in a group sex situation. It's more like there's a bit of chemistry, but it's more like there's a dynamic happening. But otherwise, I don't have sex with someone that I'm not attracted to. And so on that level, there is some chemistry.
I need to be attracted to their personality as well.
Yeah. Well,
that's
if the personality's unattractive, they're not physically attractive.
Yeah. I mean, with women, it's a little easier because I'm bisexual. So like it's easier for me to like have less trust or know the girl less if I'm gonna sleep with a woman, but with a guy I gotta like build that shit, man.
Yeah,
it's difficult for me.
Yeah. Do you find yourself equally attracted to women as to men, or do you find it easier to be attracted to women or easier to men?
No, I think it's pretty 50-50. I'm pretty textbook bisexual.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm jealous.
It's nice. We got options, Yeah. The problem is that I'm very rarely attracted to someone. Like that's why I haven't had sex in so long until now, just because like, and nobody really sparked my interest.
Yeah.
Men or women. I've just been kind of
That's I was singing to myself on my bike ride home like a sad
cute.
woman. It's often when I come up with song ideas, actually, but yeah, I was just like, gosh, I think, okay, I'll come back around to it, but have you used ever a dating app?
I was on Tinder like maybe a few months back. I was on it. But I don't know. I was like, it was just like I came home drunk at like 4 a.m. and I was like, I want someone to cuddle me, and I downloaded it.
So nice to hear someone else say that.
and occasionally I would do this again. Like I just swiped all night, and then I matched with a bunch of people, and then I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, I don't need anybody anymore, and then I never reply to any of the messages, and then I'll do the same thing. Come home 4 a.m. drunk, start swiping, ignore all the messages again. So I never really like got into it. I think I went on one date once and I didn't like the guy. He was boring and he wouldn't shut up about himself, and
so
I was more interesting than him, and I wanted to talk about how I was more interesting than him, and he wouldn't give me the fucking chance.
Did he just out of curiosity, did he know in any way that you were a comedian?
Yeah, he did, because it was on my I had a picture of me on me doing stand-up on my fucking Tinder, right? Mm-hmm. And I wrote, my bio was, because when I started it, I get all these messages like, oh, you're a comedian? Tell me a joke then. Mm-hmm. So I wrote in my bio, if you open with, oh, you do stand-up? Tell me a joke then. I'm going to come to your house and vomit on your bed. And
that's fair.
But the thing is that it caused me to get all like the same message every fucking time. Oh, you do stand up? Tell me a joke then. Haha. Now you have to come to my place.
Exactly.
Ugh,
I was gonna say,
man,
it sounds
you guys are not creative.
Like you were kind of giving them I will come to your house.
Yeah, but I'm coming to your house to vomit on your fucking bed. Like,
you like to cut your skin off and wear it.
Not to like be cute and sexy about it. I'm going to vomit on your bed, and they're still like, oh, you should come over. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, sweet. Thanks for the... Thanks, so I don't have to go to your place. Like, that's hilarious. I think with the comedian, like, I wonder with my experience, like, yeah, I write in my bio that I'm a comedian because I think it's obviously a massive part of my life. It's what I'm doing all the time. And it also indicates that I don't have a lot of free time. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if we are going to meet, it's going to be before a show or after a show, and then
the evenings are always booked.
Yeah, and bit by bit, like I will, give a free night, like take a night off with you, but until we know each other, and until I know that that's going to be time well spent, I'll be spending that with other friends. Like, I don't say all of this, but like I'd be spending that night off with friends who I love and like cherish, or just me time, So, and I put that out there, but the number of times I have dates with men who are just like, it's like, because they have access also like to my podcast or to stuff on YouTube or whatever, it's like I feel like maybe subconsciously they feel they need to prove their interest, that they're interesting, and then it's like, well, they know already about us a bit, so then they feel like they need to fill the gap and like bring us to that point of knowledge that they already have about. Yeah,
because we're very public online about what we're doing and all that
exactly shit. So that's what I think it might be, but it's just so misguided, because it's like, no, we get to know each other. It's a sharing thing. Like, you might have access to information about me. It doesn't mean this whole date is about me just hearing who you are.
Yeah because it's just stand-up that's online, or comedy shit. It's it's fun work, but it's work,
Yeah, and it's not who we are as a person in a relationship. Jesus Christ. Yeah. But it's also like, you don't need to prove that you're anything. Like, let's just see if we can have a conversation, and a conversation is two people talking. This is not your monologue time. Yeah. Just the last Tinder date I went on was a fucking nightmare. Like, it was so bad that I lied to get out of it. And he just ruined my meal. Like, I just wanted to enjoy my meal, and he was just
fucking annoying.
Just talking like he asked the whole time. God. At one, like, he asked me a bit where I do comedy. Where I was born, specifically in New Zealand. The rest was him talking. At one point, he even had the audacity to say, the music keeps distracting me from you talking. from me listening
What?
to you. And it's like, you haven't listened to, like, I haven't said
Are you
anything.
fucking kidding me? Jesus Christ.
Incredible.
See, that's the thing that I didn't like about Tinder. That's why I stopped using it. It's because, like, if I want to go on a date with someone, I gotta, like, get ready, leave my house, take a night off, spend time with the person, and it might be a complete waste of time that I could have been using to do something like painting or writing jokes or fucking hanging out with my friends or anything that I enjoy, you know. And I just don't like the whole process of judging people by the way they look instantly. And then when you go on the date, it feels like, I like when you just meet someone and you just click and you have a good conversation and you're just crossing paths in your life, you know. And with Tinder, with the apps, it just feels like you meet with each other and there's already this expectation, this like hope that something will happen between you two. And I don't like that, man. It just feels like forced and weird. I don't know. I'd rather just go through my life and see if I cross paths with someone on the way, because I'm having a good time on my own, you know. And I also found I just deleted all the apps again for like, I don't know how many times I've done this, but really just because I hate and it's how most people use the apps. It's that 2 a.m. I want to see what's out there. Maybe I'm missing something. I do want intimacy in my life. I have access to all these people, so why aren't I taking advantage of this connection tool? And so it's just like shopping, like, you know, like I could. And what I resent about dating apps is that it creates this expectation that you could still meet someone even if you're not out there in the world interacting with people. And it's even worse when you see your friends that like found someone on Tinder and then they're in love and shit, and you're like, this works apparently, but God, it feels like work, you know?
Exactly.
To go through it, to reply to the messages, to fucking meet with someone.
It is work. It is work.
It's such a hassle.
And I hate that I would find myself, not just at 2 a.m., but even when I'm doing, you know, admin, I'd be like, oh, let's see what's happening on the dating apps. And then I'd find and I'm like, what? I'm wasting so much time on this possibility of meeting someone. Like, no, like I just want to focus on myself and the things that are in my life. So I am I've said it so many times, but I'm done with dating apps. Like I really just deleted them like 2 nights ago. I'm just like, no.
But we're also like, you know, we're meeting people all the time, every night, by doing stand-up. So, you know, we cross paths with someone eventually. And this was the song that I was singing on my way home. I'm like, maybe like I just need to be okay with like being alone for a long time, and I want to stop looking. Like that's what I want to get to the point of. I want to stop looking for a partner. Like really just be content with this. Not being close to a partner, but to not be looking in any way. Yeah, that's kind of what I've had for the past like whiles that I've broken up with my ex. I broke up like 2 years ago or something. And I've just been enjoying my time doing comedy. I'm happy alone, and now I kind of cross paths with someone that I kind of like. That's which awesome. Is also kind of annoying because I don't know what I'm doing with my life, and I don't know like if I'm gonna drop out of university and move here or what the fuck. I'm kind of in limbo right now.
How much more uni do you have to do?
4 years.
Oh dear. Okay.
Yeah, and I wasn't crazy about the first year of art school. It's a very traditional way of teaching. They very like tell you what to do, and there wasn't a lot of space for like my creative ideas and all that shit. Apparently second year is supposed to be different. The first year is just usually annoying, but I don't know. Also, it's like I can't do that much stand up there, and I really enjoy being here. I'm having like the best fucking summer ever, and on top of that, I met someone I like. It's like,
could you not transfer to Berlin?
I have to. The thing is that I have to have a B1 German for the art school here.
That's a whole thing. Yeah. I assume you haven't got a B1 in German.
I have no skills in German. I can say fucking Dankeschön, Scheiße, and eine Bier bitte. Yeah.
Oh damn. Okay, so you're at a bit of a crossroads, but I'm really happy you've met someone. That's nice. Like that's
nice.
exciting. It's fun. But yeah, it's funny. As soon as as soon as like stuff starts moving in different directions, it's like, it's stress, like, I don't know, like it kind of condenses everything into where am I even going? What's the future? Yeah.
But I feel like I'm having that, early 20s experience, you know, that you kind of don't know what's going on. You're trying to figure stuff out and having a good time on the way. So
and that will continue. Just, I remember in those times feeling quite dramatic and it's so great that you've got stand up and you've got all these things, so it's just fun. It's gonna pan out.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm really glad we talked about all these things because I'm feeling a lot better about my well, the thing, being 35 and I had relationships constantly up until I was like 33, 32, and just these last 3 years have been like I've never been like I've seen lots of people, but like not had a proper relationship. So there's this, and the older you get, when you want to be maybe a mother someday, it's like, whoa.
Ooh, are you thinking about those things?
35, society won't let you not think about those things. Like, everyone's like,
as a woman, it's just,
don't you want a partner? Don't you want a family one day? It's like, yeah, mate, but like there's a lot of other things happening.
It's not life, man. Everybody's got their own path. You figure it out in your own way. It's fucking annoying when people get in your face. Well, you should do this and you should do that because that's what people usually do. It's like, fuck, man. Times are changing fast. You know?
And it's also like, of course everyone wants to be happy. If someone is out of relationship and if someone is single and they're doing their thing, like they're not single because they hate people. It's like it's just the time. Like that's just what's happening. Mom.
Very directed, I see.
No, she gets it. She just has moments where she's just like, but I want your grandchildren, Anna. I'm like, it's very flattering, but let's see what happens. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we need to wrap up because I've got a show to go to. But is there anything you want to plug or anything on the adults only spectrum that you wanted to bring up in any way?
You know what? I can just plug my Instagram.
Please.
It's standup by Maya, and I'm not producing any shows at the moment here. It might be in the future. I want to do some double bills with some people that I like, maybe.
Fuck yeah.
Because I like doing longer sets. Oh, it's so much fun.
Yeah, me too.
I'm working. I'm hoping I'll have an hour in like a few months, a year. I got like 35, 40 right now ish.
Nice.
So I'm trying to build up the material. But until then, you can follow me on Instagram. It's standup by Maya.
Beautiful. Excellent. It was so lovely having you.
So lovely being here. Such a good talk. I very much enjoyed it.
Yeah, I feel very grounded. Very nice. Okay, what should I... AF Barros, please follow me if you don't already. And I don't have anything... my hour, I'm going to be touring with it soon. Cream Pie Curious. Woo!
Where are you going?
I haven't organized anything yet, but the plan is to tour with it before going to the Melbourne International Comedy Festival.
Go to the
April.
Netherlands, man. That place is where it's at.
I had some really great shows there. I really, with Luana, that was really good. And
you did the 3 Girls, 1 Mic as well. We did that in Poland. It was super fun. Yeah. I love Luana. She's a great comic.
She is great. She is really
very,
great.
Very funny.
Had so much fun there. And also in Switzerland. But I'm wanting to just, go to a couple of different cities every couple of weeks. And so get up to Scandinavia. I still haven't done that. Get across somewhere to Eastern Europe.
Scandinavia is where the fucking money's at, man.
Exactly. Switzerland was also pretty good, but it's a bit harder to get venues there. But you can get booked at some shows. But the thing is, I had this beautiful tour where I got booked for all these shows and expenses paid, and that was like 8 days of just shows every night, and that was mwah. And so now it's like, all right, booking venues and doing this solo. It's a different level of I do have time now, so I'm going to be organizing that. But
super cool. Yeah.
So okay, that has been Adults Only Comedy Berlin. Thank you so much, and goodbye.